Hello, Ransom Attorney fans. This is Attorney Thom, bringing you a special edition today to talk about some of the new CARES Act provisions and some other things that we must be mindful of in these perilous times. First, let's talk about the CARES Act. We've all heard about the stimulus package that Congress is putting together, which was signed by President Trump a few hours thereafter. But CARES actually stands for the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. A couple of the takeaways from this $2 trillion plus plan that I wanted you to be aware of. This program, as you are aware, provides stimulus to individuals, businesses, and hospitals in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. It creates $349 billion in loan programs to small businesses, including 501c3 entities and in physicians and medical practices. It allocates $500 billion in assistance to businesses, states, and municipalities with loans to air carriers, travel, logistics, and governmental entities. It allocates $130 billion in relief to the medical and hospital industries, including medical supplies and drugs and device shortages. It expands eligibility for unemployment benefits with an additional $600 per week on top of the unemployment amounts determined by each state. As you know, 3.3 million of unemployment applications were filed last week, which was a new all-time high. Now, for those individuals, it also provides $1,200 to Americans making $75,000 or less, or $150,000 in the case of a joint filings return situation, and $112,500 for head of household. In addition to those amounts, it provides $500 per child to be paid. Now, of course, they say as rapidly as possible. The timeline we were originally provided where they were trying to direct deposit these into accounts by, I believe, April the 6th. And those that did not have a direct deposit set up, you're looking at snail mail, which could take several more weeks. But that's going to be a great benefit to folks trying to at least maintain some sense of stability for the necessities, food, water, shelter. One additional allocation, I find this pretty interesting, is it expands benefits for telehealth in medicine, much like we're doing here today with Video Lawyer on Demand. It is also a tele-legal program. So if you have legal questions, legal issues that arise, you can, from the safety and comfort of your own home, use this tele-legal portal through Video Lawyer on Demand. Now let's talk about a couple more issues that I wanted to discuss with you. This stimulus program is certainly great. It'll put some hard-earned, it'll put some cash in folks' pockets in order to be able to stave off some of the issues with this storm. But let's talk about other things that you need to be aware of. And I'm going to screen share with you from our program to talk about basic exemptions. Now, under Florida law and under most states, you're entitled to certain statutory, constitutional, or other exemptions to keep your assets safe from creditors. One of the things that drove me crazy during the 2007-2008 crisis was when individuals ended up spending exempt assets to pay non-exempt obligations. Well, let me tell you what I mean by that. Under Florida law, certain assets are exempt from creditors' claims, which means creditors can't touch it. So why would you go out, liquidate, and spend an exempt asset to pay a non-exempt obligation when you don't have to? Sure, we all feel obligated contractually, morally, or otherwise to pay our debts and obligations. But if we're talking about survival, if we're talking about protecting the family, we've got to put things into perspective here. Do not, and I repeat, do not spend exempt assets to pay non-exempt obligations. get a hold of us, contact us, consult us through Rants of a Mad Attorney to talk about these issues before you start throwing good money after bad. So, basic exemptions. Under Florida Statute 222, IRAs, 401ks, pension profit sharings, cash value to life insurance, and annuities are all exempt from creditors' claims, which means creditors can't touch it. They can get a judgment against you. They can sue you. They cannot touch these assets. Also, $1,000 personal property exemption, $1,000 vehicle exemption, Social Security benefits, and certain other governmental benefits, railroad pensions, other pensions are also exempt. So don't spend these assets to pay non-exempt debts or obligations. Consult us first. Make sure that you spend a few moments to talk about other ways to restructure debts and obligations before you spend this. For instance, if you invade your IRA or 401k, not only will you have lost the money, but you're also going to have potential tax obligations, which is insult into injury. Now, homestead, the Florida Constitution, under Article 10, Section 4, says that your homestead, your place of residence or abode, the place that you've designated as your house, is exempt from creditor's claim, with the exception of course, taxes and your mortgage payments. So homestead is defined as 1/2 acre within a municipality or 160 contiguous acres outside of a municipality, and that is 100% exempt from creditors' claims. So don't go out, borrow money on your house to pay a credit card bill. Ridiculous. Don't go out and get an additional mortgage. Don't do it. Don't impair your exempt assets to pay non-exempt claims. Seek advice from a professional. Give us a call at Video Lawyer on Demand, or give us an email and we'll discuss these issues, or book an appointment and we'll talk about that. So, wish you well during this difficult time. Again, seek advice before you take any radical action, and feel free to look us up, like us on Facebook, and certainly let us join your group. If you have any questions or information, we're happy to have a joint meeting consultation with multiple parties, maybe your insurance agent, your financial advisor. We can all discuss this together to give you the right decision on how to proceed. Thanks. Thom Cox from Rants of a Mad Attorney, signing off.